What's up, guys? It's the right Jason here today with another video, and for this one we're going to take a look at creating hover states in Adobe XD. So here on my screen you can see that we got a blank canvas. Let's go ahead and make a button, and I'm going to make a really big pill here just so that you can see it, uh, and we can just kind of go through this together. Let's go with, lately I've been really feeling this color. I wonder why. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that. Let's go ahead and center it because I'm, yeah, a little OCD. Okay, so let's take this. Let's go ahead and say subscribe. Sure, why not? And let's scale this up. Let's get that into the space here. Now for this, we're gonna make things a little bit nicer here. I wanna make some adjustments. So let's go ahead and do like a radial gradient, maybe. Yeah, okay, that dark color looks awful there. So let's just play. Now there we go. It's subtle, right? You see that? A little subtle. It's a little drop shadow. I know not everyone's a fan of this. I don't do anything spectacular here. I just kind of play with the settings. You can kind of see it there, right? Without it being like, oh, there's another drop shadow. All right, let's go ahead and take this. Let's go ahead and medium. All right, and so we got a subscribe button to start. So this is just going to help us get going. We'll do a couple different things here. I'll show you how this can be really helpful by using components and using hover states in a bunch of different ways. So let's go ahead and take this. Let's actually put that back. Hit Command K on your keyboard if you're using Mac. And now we've got a component. And what I want to do is come up here and add a hover state. So let's go ahead and select that. And let's just go with like licorice. You know, I don't know why I'm feeling licorice here, but let's take this. Let's change it a little. Well, no, let's go solid. I'll go solid. And then we're just going to take that way down. Now, depending on your screen, you might not be able to see the color there, but that is not all the way black. All right, that works. So we can toggle this now. So now we have a hover state, and that's all there is to it. I mean, in the basic sense, if you stop this video here, you've got the fundamentals of creating a hover state. But you want to stick around if you want a few more advanced tips. Let's just check this out in prototype mode. There you go. Now, it's not robust in terms of features and how this animation plays out. There are some things that you can adjust, but we aren't going to get too into that today. So we got our subscribe button, and this is probably going to be upset with me if I try and shrink this down. Yeah, no go. All right, so let's just put him up there. Now let me show you something else you can do. So let's say you've got a section like this. We'll just say that this is a photo, okay? Let's go ahead and get rid of that. And what you'll notice is I'll use this gray for pretty much all of my different elements that I'm using as placeholders. And do I need to put the word photo? I just can't help it. It's too much wireframing in my past. So let's just do photo, photo, photo. Got it. Awesome. Let's put that like that. Great. Now you know that that's a photo. All right, let's take that box, paste. I'm going to drag this down. Now, I hate the little artifacting there. You might see the line. Let's go ahead and fill that color in. Okay, that looks terrible. So let's go ahead and change this to solid. And yeah, we'll just stay on this track. So now I got some stuff going on here. And what this is alluding to is maybe you've got a photo and you've got sort of this common thing that we designers like to do, which is use a graphical element, then put like a learn more or check out the rest of the awesomeness here sort of thing. Let's go ahead and put a triangle just because, we like the triangle. All right, so let's go. It looks a little too meaty there. Let's turn that this way. Excellent. Maybe scale them down. There we go. Kind of looks like a play button, but we're not going to worry about that. All right, let's bring that down more. Let's get rid of the border, and let's just position this in place. So we could do more here, but check this out. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and group this. And this section here, though, I'm going to highlight all of these elements specifically, hit Command K. So now it's a component. And what's great about this is I can take this and I can create my little grid here. Now, some of you are probably like, oh, why'd you do that? You could just go here and hit repeat grid in the top right, and you could do the same thing, and it's so flexible because you got all the things. Okay, cool, whatever. I'll do it my way, you do it your way. It's all the same. Now, we've got these three boxes here, so say you've got this, little section, and say you've got I have to do it because, again, this is me we're talking about. So you might have your hero area up here, right? And it might go off screen, so we'll just bring that up there. So you've got that hero area, and you've got this next section, and you're highlighting a couple areas. Well, now you need to create a hover state for that. And so by making this a component, what's really nice here is if we hit hover, and then we go ahead and say we've got a couple things in there. So let's go ahead and take this. Let's grab our hover state here and save that to our assets. There we go. Okay. And so what we can do now over here is double click in here until we've got that selected. Take that dark color. Let's make sure we're on the right state though. So yeah, we're on the hover state, so we're good. Okay. Now you're like, oh, those didn't change. Don't be alarmed by that, okay? Because you are just changing the hover state on this element. The hover state is getting set for the rest of these. All right, so what we do now is we toggle this back over, and let's see if I make a liar out of myself, but we should have this set up so that you can now hover over these three. So this is incredibly helpful, right? Because now I've got this stuff set, and if I didn't like it, I can just change the master to a completely different color set, and it'll affect all three of those boxes. I mean, if I made 6 of these, right, it's going to affect all of them. So that's super, super handy. Now, there's some other interesting and somewhat annoying things that you can do, but let's go ahead and take this. We'll go ahead and duplicate it over here, and let's just delete all those elements and figure out what we want to do. Let's go ahead and take this just so we have some assets here to work with, and we'll take this guy and we'll move him there because we like things to be lined up, and in case we need them, we'll put one there. Okay, so there's some other funky things that you could do, and I wouldn't advise maybe doing this, but sometimes it's necessary, just depending. It just depends on how much you're trying to showcase here. Let me grab a flower picture, and so we can just put some of this together here. All right, drag this in. Cool. Now, sometimes, we like to have this effect where if you hover over this block, there's going to be a different color, right? So just to kind of give the user the idea that you're hovering over something. So let's go ahead and take this. Let's move this center because, again, it's me. Awesome, perfect. So this is going to be a little trickier, and we might get it wrong. So let's see. Now, the first thing I want to do is I need to make this a component. So all I'm doing here is I'm double clicking until I get this picture by itself, right? All right, Command K. Now it's a component. Now here's the fun part. I'm going to double click in this copy. I'm going to take this out here, paste, and I'm just going to put a color on that. Let's go with that for now. Then I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to double click in here to select that component, and then let's go and add a hover. Now, what you have to do, and if there's a better way, this is a great time for you to tell me in the comments down below, but I'm going to double click in here now. We're on the hover state, we're in the component. I'm going to hit paste. See how this green box extends? I'm going to go ahead and bring this in here, and we're going to bring this down, and then we're going to click off, and now I think we have that in place, okay? We have to test it. So see default hover. All right, so now technically we should have a learn more, and this picture box here have a hover state. So let's go ahead and bring in this. Ooh, look at that. There we go. We got little hover state. So that's how you create a hover state inside of an object that might already exist, like a photo. It took me a long time to figure that out. So long, in fact, that I was embarrassed by understanding how long it took me to figure that out. But nonetheless, that's how you do that. Okay, let's stay on this track, and let's go ahead and move this up here. Let's make a copy, and you can do other things. So, if you, right now we're just playing with color and boxes and whatnot, but you can also change this text, right? So I can come over here, click on this. Let's get this component selected, hover. All right, so I'm just going to change this, and that's left aligned, so that's good. All right, let's don't learn more. And let's just rotate this. Let's rotate the triangle that you're not going to notice is rotating. But anyway, that should be a little bit different, at least visually. All right, so if we go ahead and hit play on this, now, you see how that arrow turned? Pretty slick, right? And of course, don't learn more. Don't click on this thing. Like, you really want to do that? So that's how you kind of get this whole effect here, and you get these simple shapes animating and turning, and that's all still within the hover state. I'll show you one more, and that will wrap us up for this video. So let's go ahead and move this guy here. We'll stay on this screen, that's fine. Let's go ahead and, let's go ahead and take one of these guys here because we like these guys. They're nice to us. All right, so let's grab that. So let's do a hover menu, okay? Now, I like to do it in a couple different ways. You can use prototyping and overlay another artboard and do transparency and blah, 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 and all that stuff. We're going to do a little differently here. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go resources. All right, that is really too big, but that's okay. We're not going for perfection right now. And let's say blog, because those two are different somehow. Let's put testimonials, and I know that's probably triggering for you with those things being so different from a size standpoint. And let's put, I don't know, FAQs. That's an easy one. All right, so let's grab these. Let's try again. Let's expand this down, and let's just even these guys out there so we're good. Cool, group. All right, so what I want to do is I just want to create a simple hover state. And I'm going to grab this here so we get one of these pieces of text that I can use. And then I'm going to change this and say about. Let's change that to that awesome burgundy color. Let's just bump this up so you know that like we're really serious here, And the way that we're going to do this is going to feel a little convoluted, but it is effective. So what we want to do is we want to establish this as a navigation item with this drop-down menu, okay? So there's a few things I'm going to do. And I actually am curious if I could do a component inside a component, probably, but we're not going to do that right now. Let's go ahead and make this component Command K. And just like this photo up here, we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut that so that it's saved. And let's go ahead and make a hover state. Hover. And now double click in here, paste. Boom. All right, we got it, right? Default. All right, and we can take this guy anywhere we want. Now, for now, let's go ahead and put this up there. Let's pretend that we got like a little site design going. Let's center. Thank you. Okay, and then let's put this awesome link here in, oh man, okay. Let's go ahead and make sure we're in the center. Now we're in the center. Let's go ahead and make sure we're in the center. Okay, we're good. And then we're going to go prototype. Let's go play. And let's see if it worked. Ta-da! So now you've got this super clean hover state here that you can show inside your prototype. Now, we could probably take this another step further, and I haven't done this too often, so you're going to have to bear with me on this one. All right, so let's take that hover state, open it up. Now, let's see if we can do a hover state inside of an already existing hover state. Okay, I'm not sure if we can do it, but let's find out. I'm going to go ahead and ungroup that, and let's go ahead and select all those things, and let's try and hit Command K. Okay, so it says it created an instance. What's kind of weird is that it shows it as the non-master. So let's go ahead and say edit main component, because maybe we're just making things insane right now. Let's go and do hover state. And then what I want to show is maybe a color alteration when you're hovering over one of these links, okay? We are not doing that, so you can just get out of here. All right, so let's do that because we can play with this. Okay, and let's bring that there. Bring this here. Boom, send it back. Okay, text is white, so Yeah, that's not gonna work. All right, let's take this down. All right, just about perfection, right? At least it works for our example. Now, I have no idea if this is gonna work or not, so let's find out, shall we? Okay, so let's hit play. And we got our really awesome modern site. Let's hover over this, and it does work. How about that? Now, if you wanted to get real ridiculous here, you would need to make every single one of these components in order to get the effect of hovering down each one, right? You can do that. It's possible. But it's a lot of effort to do that when maybe you just need to kind of show the general effect. But there you have it. If I hover off, boom, gone. Hover over, and you get this design. So let's do a little recap here. Let's navigate our boards. Where in the heck? How am I even? What is Okay, let's not do that. Let's go over here. Let's zoom out. Oh, it's because we only got 2 boards. Let's go ahead and move our button down here so we can take a look at its total awesomeness. All right, let's hit play. Excellent. So we've got a button. We've got these buttons here, right? So if we change this one, it'll change them all, which is awesome. And then over here, we've got this color, right? And we've got this area here, don't learn more. And then we've got this hover state on the navigation item. And as we roll over, we get the alternate design here. So that's everything I wanted to cover today in this video. As always, if you found this content helpful, subscribe to the channel. Let me know by leaving a comment down below, and I will see you again in the next video. Until then, stay crafty.